Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Healing Conversations. My name is Einav Avni from Untangled Healing, and I am an energy healer and an empowerment coach. I mainly work with people with chronic pain, people with chronic illness, or unexplained medical conditions. And this podcast, in its new, all shiny format, is called Healing Conversations for Anything Chronic. And really, it is for anyone that is suffering with chronic pain or anyone who is impacted with chronic pain or illness and wanting to find out what else is out there. So just a small disclaimer before we continue. Please listen to this responsibly. We're not giving you advice or recommendations. We're just sharing our methods and ideas and beliefs with you with hope that it brings you somewhere that you haven't thought about before. So let's get started. With me today is the beautiful and lovely Amir and Orit Cooper. Amir and Orit, hello. So lovely to have you here.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
So let's get started. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay, maybe Amir, you can start.
Okay. I want to share, I did a lot of preparation for this session today. I brought a lawnmower to cut the hair in my nose. So this was a hard job, but it's done after 2 hours, so I'm happy. So what you see here is after, okay? So I can share that about 25 years ago, I went through a car accident. And after this car accident, I started to see things and hear in my head things about people that surprised me a lot and surprised even more the people that I talked with them about that. And maybe I can give one or two examples. The mechanic that I brought the car to fix after this accident, there was a few pictures on his wall, and I asked who is the pictures, and he said one of them was his father. He had the kind of almost like a small house inside this garage. It was very interesting, like a homey space. And I started to get messages, and haven't happened to me before like this, about his father. And I told him, you know, can I say to you something about your father? He said, yes. And I said, well, I have a feeling that your father owns 3 people money. And I have a feeling that these people are not exactly happy about that. So he told me, well, my father died about a few months ago or something like this, or a year. So I don't know anything about that. So we left things this way, and I came after a few weeks because it was a big crash with the car. And I came back, and he told me, you know, I checked about what you said about my father, and there was really 3 people that he owed money to. And very happily, I paid them the money that my father owned because he didn't have time to probably pay them back or something. And they feel better, I feel better. Thank you very much for the information. And this was, I think, maybe the first time I was really giving a message to someone. And after that, I started to get many more messages for people. And people started to come to me to get messages, to get information about their life, what they need to do, what is recommended for them, what issues they need to deal with in their life and how to deal with it. So I'm dealing with it in the last 25 years. We created an academy that is teaching people many things. One of the things it's teaching people is how to channel and how to get messages for themselves and how to work on their aura, which is a natural energy field that is surrounding us, and really how to work with it. So this is what I do. Maybe 1 or 2 words more. I'm also a writer. I'm writes for children, for young adults, and also for adults. I'm trying to help the future generation of this planet to grow in a good way. So this is some of the things I do.
Lovely, thank you. And Orit, I also, of course, also want to know a little bit more about you. I'm also really curious to know how you reacted to the new Amir after the accident when he when he told you that now he has new powers.
Okay, so Amir, after a while, Amir started to channel an enlightened being that is pretty high in the hierarchy of development. It's not that he's better than you and me, it's just that he was trained by the Creator for 300,000 years, and he got the permission or the certificate, in our words, to train creatures all over the enlightened universe. So
what do you mean I'm not better?
not you, Orel.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, so the name of the being is Orel, and sometimes we call it an archangel. But what matters is that he came to our planet through Amir to train people about 3 pillars, I would say. One pillar of the teachings is the soul plan, the soul guidelines, to know why, how, and what we came to do here. So he's going with Amir to a sacred library when people come to him. He will go to a sacred library that is hidden, not like Akashic records that people can go in. It's much harder to go in because it's more safe, and it's better that not everyone will know everything about others. So he can basically tell you, dictate to you, what did you say prior to your birth? All the missions and behaviors you want to do in your coming lifetime. So before we were born, we were designing it with specialized angels or specialized beings, and we wrote, okay, these are the things we would like to do. For example, we would like to bring 3 children to create a healing center, or to teach the new generation from this age to this age, or to be engineers or architects or whatever. And also we describe in around 15 paragraphs how we will behave, who we will deal with, which energies we will deal with. So we didn't write we will get married with John Smith, but we said how we want our family life to look like. So one thing that is very essential and crucial to know is why we came here. And then there is another pillar of the teachings, is the aura, which is a powerful engine that we didn't know about. We just know that there is some energy field with some colors, but it has much more depth into it. So the aura is able to protect us and to guide us, to be our compass, and to give us messages as well. So there are many things we can do with the aura if we nourish it. So this is another pillar. And this aura is also regulating the connection between the organs and the cells, and she's responsible for our health, our physical health. This is why it's so important for today's discussion.
Yeah.
Another pillar of the teachings is how to avoid losing energy. We are talking about energies here and how to elevate our energy with the aura if it will function well. We also learn how not to lose energy in situations, in conflicts, with people. So we learn to be with the right people for us, and how in daily life to gain energy and not to lose energy. So I would say that these are the 3 main subjects. And of course that there are branches where we give people advice about relationships, the right career, because everything is connected. You can do the right career, but you will not have good relationships with your partner. It will influence your health because everything is connected and is one unit. Yes. So how did I react when Orel came to our life? I was very excited. The truth is that I cried out of excitement, and it started a new phase in our life, like our life were never the same. So before this, Amir was having a business of landscaping and gardening, and I learned psychology in university, so I was a social worker in a junior high school, and I loved my work. But by the time Orel said, the name of the being is Orel, and he by the time said, look, guys, you need to create a healing center that is international. You cannot do it in Israel. It's too much of a hard energy there. You need to leave. So we left and we lived in many years in Canada. For a while, we are now in a different place, but main part of our life, we lived in Canada, trying to establish life there. So in the meantime, Orel asked me to learn, when I was still in Israel, to learn past life therapy. So I learned and developed it in the last 25 years. So I'm also assisting people to see their past lives and to heal traumas and different difficulties. So how to say it? We learn to be aura healers. We learn to channel. We are teaching people to channel and how to work with the aura and how to heal also chronic pain.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you. There's so much there that you said that I feel that we will need to come back and kind of understand a little bit more about. But before we do that, and before we definitely talk about the aura and how it helps with chronic pain and all of that, I want to understand a little bit more about, so you of course mentioned about channeling and communicating with Orel, and you said that you were very excited when he came into your life, and understanding now that that you are going to fulfill your soul plan, right? That was the main thing. I want to know what are some of the, I guess, what is the mission with this walk that you are trying to walk through now?
Amir, you want to answer, or I will?
No, I can touch it. Okay. I feel I have a hat here of a clown. So if I bring some jokes, please don't get heart attack. I think I would say something like this. I'm really trying to make a vivid description. When most people, when they think about the aura, the ones that are aware to this, they have some maybe vague, or maybe a bit better than vague, in their mind, different, let's say, okay, purple there, green there, and another cloud of white and something like this. And this is in different parts of the body, or maybe surrounding all the body, but many times it's only the head. And I want to share that we developed it through the years there's about 92 layers in the aura. And you could see each one of them, and each one of them have a different task. And you could hear what they talk with each other. You could see, because they have many jobs, they are coordinating between organs, they are helping organs that are in stress, they are compensating different organs on problems that they have and stuff like this. And I remember about 20 years ago, we wrote that the aura, part of it is light. It's not the only ingredient, but it's light. And just not long ago, there was some research that showed that light, that cells in our body are also communicating through light. And I said, oh, good, the scientific people are starting to reach what we're saying that is existing. But I'm trying to answer your question. To really work with the aura in a deep way, it's an amazing tool. You could have so much knowledge. It's like, I would say, I don't know if it's the right definition to say, but in a way, it's a different kind of soul MRI or something like this. Not only, but also. So you could check things in a completely different way than what you could until now. And for us, one of the mission was to train people to start to work with the aura, to have a better future, to have better life, to have better relationship with the partners in their work, in other places, because you can get information on that from the aura and you can get guidance. It needs training, it needs time. It's not something that you can do investing 1 minute a day with it, but for sure it's possible. There's quite a few people that we train through the years that are channeling on a regular base, and they get information from the aura. So our mission is that we are helping people. People can come to us and get help, but is also to teach people to work with the aura. I don't know if it's answered your question.
I can add to this that Orel said once he said to me, if just everyone just will know what they came to do and they will just do what they came to do, we will have a better planet. And this is why, in parallel to learning all of these things, how to elevate the energy and how not to lose energy, he's slowly also revealing parts of the soul agreement that people have, so they will start to have a direction and they will be focused on what they need to do. Why do they need to wake up in the morning and to do less mistakes, to start to get closer to what they came to do? Because he said, if you are doing what you came to do, you will also have this peaceful mind, you will have this satisfaction from the inside, and you will not be lost all the time. And we all know that life brings challenges, and life is life. Like, it's not, we are not all the time in the sky with butterflies. We have also other things to deal with. And when you have all of this in place, you know the direction, you know how to come to things with elevated energy, you know what not to pay attention to, you know how to fight sabotaging patterns or sabotaging thoughts, then everything comes together and we deal with things in a much better situation, and we don't lose a lot of energy, and we also save money, time, and of course, energy that could be lost. So the mission is to bring this legacy to planet Earth because it's a new information, and also to leave here books that will guide the new generations. So, for example, Amir wrote until today 200 stories for children and some for adults, and we want to leave this legacy on the planet. It's a bit of a more stories with a message that it will develop whoever is reading it.
Amazing, amazing.
I hope that the people could read these books, that I will not be the only one that actually understand the message. They will understand the message also.
So just to clarify for people who are still, this is still very new for them. So when you do the work with the aura, you are channeling, but you are not channeling Orel. You are channeling the different layers of the aura, as you said earlier.
It depends what kind is this, what kind of a session it is. It depends. There is different options. There's an option just to channel the aura. There's an option that I will channel Orel. That option I'm channeling both of them. But right. Usually it's there is different combinations. It's a different energy. But I think it's always amazing. There's so much more we can learn from the aura. Like when you hear what the aura is talking, for an example, what is the conversation subject, you don't believe to what you hear. It's really magnificent, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it is also sometimes just maintenance of the body, but also it's a lot of things that bothers the aura, or how to move energy from one layer to the other to support the organ. And this gives us a tool to know more what's the issues, to know more what we can do, because the aura, if we will listen to her, is for sure our ally. Like really, she would work with us to improve our life. And I've seen it in so many cases. I can give you a few examples if you want, but I don't know if this is the time for this.
Yeah, because I really want to know, and I really want to help our listeners understand a little bit more that when they come to you with any question, really, be it physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, that you can find a way to help them figure out the answer. And I mean, I've done a couple of sessions with you, and I you know, we had the conversation about the soul plan, and we had the conversation about the aura, and they were both very different, and both were very enlightening and quite amazing. And so, as someone who help people to heal or reduce their symptoms and from the pain, chronic pain and chronic illness, I think what you are offering is so remarkable. So people can come to you and really understand more about the root cause. What is it that they need to change or do, or what is the reason, or the root cause beyond or behind what it is that they are suffering from. So I would love to talk a little bit more about that.
I can give you an example. For example, a guy came to us that have what's called Marfan syndrome. Marfan syndrome is a genetic disease situation that different tissues in our body, like for example, the valves of the heart or the valves in different blood vessels are too flexible. So they're so flexible, so they are hard for them to function actually. And these people that have Marfans, for example, many times because of that, they're very tall because they're so flexible. So they just grow and grow, really. Anyway, this guy came and he had huge headaches almost every morning that prevented him from functioning. And he also needed something like 12 hours of sleep every night. Otherwise, he would not function. So we started to work with his aura. We started to learn what is the cause of things. And we gave him, through the aura, a few exercises to do. And also Orel was helping there. And he got some exercise to do. He went into a course that taught him how to talk with his aura. Because we don't like necessarily to keep the information for us. We like to share it with people to help people. So he started to do these exercises, and gradually the headaches disappeared. And now when he have a headache, he have very specific exercises that he's doing. And instead of being paralyzed, he's just finishing with the headache in, a few minutes, half an hour or something. But it's a way better than be completely paralyzed and not being able to function for a full day.
Yeah.
So
can
yes.
I say just about him that he's able to sleep now 6-7 hours a night, which is a huge difference. And as we work with people, he also got to learn why he came to the planet and fix patterns that didn't serve him. He did things that really took his energy. So Orel worked with him on all of these subjects as well. So everything came together. So he was switching, for example, women all the time, and he learned that it doesn't serve him. And he found a lady that fit him and his soul plan, and they got married and they built a family. So things are starting to fall into place. So you work on all levels.
Yeah.
And this is how you fix really the root cause, because sometimes you can have a pain in the knee, but it comes from a completely different reason that is not connected to if you wear the right shoes or you did, I don't know what. So with this work, you're able to find what is creating the problem that we see on the surface.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So this is so powerful. And I just wanted to touch on, you mentioned the exercise. Are we talking, stretches? Are we talking about maths exercises? What kind of exercises?
It is, well, it's a very good question. The aura can give different kind of exercise. I will give an example. She can give exercises that you need, for example, to go out in the wild or in a place where you have trees and to hug them or to have to feel them, for example. This could be a mission that the aura will ask you to do because she needs this energy, she needs this fresh air, she needs this. It's one option. Another option is different exercises where you imagine colors. You have to train on this, how you deal with colors, how you imagine colors, and you take them in your body and you take them out of your body, and you learn where to put them and how to put them. This is something that you could learn to do. It's not complicated. And this is another exercise way that the aura could do. I could recommend. There's other exercises that connected to relationship that the aura will ask you to do with a partner, for example, or with children if there's children involved. There's things that the aura will ask you to do in your workplace. Like, for example, many people are not aware maybe that in workplace could be huge amount of tension. Like I was talking just a few days with a friend of mine, and I said to Orit, this guy sound like a different person. He was so more friendly. He was so much more happy. And what we discovered after a few days, that the guy left his work. And he's now homestead dad, and he's just happy from this change. And I almost didn't recognize him from that. So the aura could give also exercises for what to do in work or connected to work to, let's say, deal with the tension there. There's many things that are connected, like politics, tension about money, criticism, many things. It's not life are connected to many things. So the aura will give exercises in different areas, not everything together. So things could change. So like this guy, what happened, I told you already, came from an example, a woman that had a lot of miscarriage, and she tried to get pregnant, and she had all the time pains in her ovaries and stuff like this. And no one could really help her. And she was not so young also. So she went into treating her aura. We helped her to treat her aura. And for Orel, us. And she got pregnant, and she had 2 children. And she would not have these children if this work was not done. And she had much more solutions to pains in her belly or everywhere that she had. And usually she had things there. So it gives her many options to heal. I can say, maybe I can, well, there's so many cases. So like, there came to us a woman that her face were paralyzed. This is very strange to see a person that his face is paralyzed. Like when she would eat, nothing would move here. You only the inside, the mouth will move, but she will not smile. You will not have expression when you talk to her. It was just, I don't know, like poker face, something like this. And so Orel worked with her. By the way, it was really hard for her, this thing. People didn't understand her. She felt very nervous from that. She felt that a big part of her personality was gone. It's also, think about it, when you say, for example, I love you, but there's no whatsoever any expression that express it on your face. Well, who is going to believe you? Or you're saying I'm excited, but there's no, like, just talking now, I had some expression on my face, but I'm sorry, I'm trying to be like someone that have paralyzed face. It sounds very, very strange, looks very strange. And many people were, her relationship with people was not very good. One of the reasons was that. So Orel was working with her, and he told her a few stages what to do with the aura. And at the end of the session, her half face was cured and half face stayed frozen. This was a very strange thing to say. Like, I cannot even do that because I don't have a way to separate between the two half of my face. And to be honest, I was also stressed. Like, what's going on here? He's helping just to fix half of the face. What is it? The person would be angry.
Mm-hmm.
And then Orel told her, look, I taught you a way to fix your face. You know now the method that you could fix your other half, yourself. So go do that, and then you could know with the method I gave you how to help other people that have an issue like this.
Right.
And this is what's happened. She healed the other half, and she started taking care of people that had similar issues. And this is just small example for Orel of thinking on the next stage, not only what's now in front of us. Because even though I think she was a bit frustrated at the beginning from that, but after that, it gave her new power and new possibilities for her life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she felt much better. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm curious. I mean, so I understand a little bit more now. I understand that there is a conversation that is quite wide and specific. How many sessions does someone need to come to heal, and how specific do they need to be when they come to you with the question, or is it, could someone just come and say, oh, I've got, I don't know, chronic headaches, and then you with conversation with Orel and the aura figure it out, or do they need to be more specific about the problems and how it came about and stuff like that? Few questions there.
I need a psychiatrist after this question.
Yeah.
I can answer
Okay.
that. Usually we suggest people to do a course that we have that includes 27 sessions, 90 minutes each. In this course, they get energy exercise specifically for them, only for them, that they do every day to balance the aura and to start to rejuvenate and revive the aura. And in parallel, they can take sessions with Orel to work more on things. So they elevate the energy and then they cooperate better with Orel. This is one scenario. But if people don't want to commit, we hear their problem, we take their full name, and Orel will see how many sessions he needs to have with them to see how to start to heal it. And in sessions, he will give a lot of information and will give people missions, what they need to do at home. If it's, as we said, relationships, career, wherever, like if you live in the wrong place or something that is wrong, that he's pointing that we need to fix. So there is this option. Depends on the case. We don't know.
Has there ever been a situation where someone came with a problem, with a chronic pain, chronic illness, something, and then heard what was required and actually decided not to follow it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I guess there's so many things that you are describing that I'm actually a little bit familiar to me from the work that I do with my energy healing. So for example, you mentioned the colors, and I know that everything is energy, and so sometimes the body can have too little or too much of a certain vibration frequency of a color, or same thing with some nutrition. So there's some things that are kind of interesting that it's the same. But then what I was just thinking is that a lot of the time people, well, I guess these people not necessarily come to me, because people that come to me, they already need to want to heal. But still, sometimes I hear people that they still live in this victimhood thing. Why is this happening to me? And then they're not really taking the responsibility to understand that there is something bigger than that. It's not just that we arrived here and now we're going to be ill. There is something bigger. Like you said earlier, when you live in harmony, when you understand your soul plan, when you understand what it is that you came here to do, you can do something about it. But I imagine that there will be people that come to you, and because you maybe not giving them a magic wand that heal them instantly, then they would say, well, actually, I'm not doing it, basically. So I was just wondering about that.
There is people like this. There's also a middle version, and I'm not trying to put people down or criticize or anything. You know, people come with the energy that they have. But there is people that are coming to the course, and they're doing just maybe 10% of the suggested material, and then it's like, you know, if you go to the gym, I don't know if it's a good example, but if you go to the gym and the trainer tells you lift 50 times 10 kilogram with your feet, okay? And you, well, well, I'll just do 5 times, okay? And then he's saying, lift your arms, I don't know, 50 times with 5 kilograms and stuff like that. And you do, no, I don't feel like this. I just do 100 grams, you know? So at the end, you know, it's hard to see the results that you want when you do this kind of compromise. Like, so you have to come with it and to say, well, this is my chance to change my life. This is where I could start actually a new life, because these people I was talking about, it's a new life for them. Really, this guy, no headaches, it's a new life. This woman with 2 children is a new life. This woman, and I have much more examples. This woman with a paralyzed face, unbelievable life to have, where suddenly her face are okay and she expresses herself and stuff like this. But it's also could be, I don't know, I don't want to go into psychology, but just to say that maybe it's like something like you said, is that there is some people that in love with their problem. This is their identity or something like this. And well, they kind of want to work on it, but they don't really to work on it, because if they would work on it and they would change, maybe they were afraid of what will be, they will become to what, and also they have much less excuses if they don't have it in doing different things in their life. So really, if you come to the course or you come to the sessions, you need to know these are not theoretical sessions. This is not a theoretical course. It's not like when you go to school, in many cases, 80% of what you learn, you will never use. This is, we built it in a way out of respect for people, that 90% of the information is practical, and maybe 10% or 20% is theoretical. So if you don't really use it as a tool, it's like you shoot to your own head. But me as an instructor, I can only try to give other exercises. Maybe this exercise is not comfortable, or check with the Orel with other options. But you need to be very ambitious, and to understand that you need to move things, to do things, otherwise nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
no change. Yeah,
It's not just for information. There is something that you need to commit to when you come to work with you.
I would like to add just 2 sentences to say that also there are people that come to the course and they have their breakthroughs in the course because they learn things, they do things, and things that looked impossible before suddenly are possible. And this is part of the magic of the aura, that you suddenly get more, you become more brave and more creative and less stressful, and suddenly things are becoming like suddenly you see opportunities, suddenly you see the option, and before you were not able even to think about it. Or people that suddenly are able to put boundaries and not being victims anymore, or any other situation in life, things start to change and grow. In matter of chronic pain, we have to see the Orel will see what's the root cause, and he will say, okay, this person needs to do this and this, and we have to spend this amount of time. So it depends on the case.
Yeah. And so just before we finish, I just want to just touch back on the aura, actually, because earlier you mentioned that the aura has 92 layers, and each of them is communicating and telling us what needs to be done to get back into our best version of ourselves. Can you tell a little bit about what does it mean? Because I guess for people who haven't experienced this yet, that might sound a little bit, well, very interesting.
I'm not sure what you mean. You want me to give an example of conversations in the aura? This is what you mean?
Yeah, for example, so people get, because yeah, when we say there's 92 layers, and we're thinking the aura obviously is channeling to you, or talking to you, telling you what needs to be done. What does it look like? How is this conversation happening? What is the kind of conversation that people will hear when they go through that?
Okay, this is a very good question. Thank you. First, I want to say that it's not that 92 layers are talking to us. Mainly, they're talking in between themselves.
Okay.
When we're learning to work with the aura, when we're learning to talk with the aura, then the aura will give us a summary or a message. But it's like there's so many messages a minute that we will get headache just listening. If we had really the option, I listen to it, but I have to stop it. I cannot. I'm concentrating on certain layer, and I'm talking with this layer or whoever wants to talk. So for me, I would say something like this, that each aura, for each person have a completely different aura, and auras have personality or character. They don't have a big ego or something like this, not from this point of view, but there's things like, there's auras that are very good in making jokes. There's auras that are very articulate about art. There is auras that have playing with words. There's auras that will give you just that you after you learn, for example, in the course to work with the aura, the message, you ask a question, the message you will get in a dream, for an example, or you will see a sentence written in front of you, or and it's every person have his own way to get message from the aura. Like his aura will bring the information in a certain way. And it's actually fascinating to see that. And some it's very simple and clear. Some of them, they need to learn more. For example, the ones that get images, to understand what is the image. Now, it's not that we're hopeless. Like you get an image you don't understand, you can ask for clarifications. So it's an amazing option to talk with the aura. Maybe, Orit, you want to add something to that? I don't know if I answered your question.
She's asked, I think that what you're asking is, what is the content of the conversation between the layers in each aura?
I actually was kind of an open question because I think people who haven't experienced it yet will be curious about what does it mean that there's 92 layers and they're all having different conversations. And so I mean, you did give some some clarity. But yeah, if you have any more specific examples, maybe we can kind of end with that.
I can give you an idea, for example. Usually I like to talk about certain people, but it also can embarrass things what the aura can say. But for example, if I'm connecting to someone that is doing a long run, let's say running of 5-10 kilometers, okay? I don't know if it's a long run, middle, never mind. So I could hear very clearly that the auras are preparing. There's about 6 or 8 layers that are connected to their heels, and there's another 12 layers that are connected to the other parts of the legs, okay? And altogether, I would say 36 layers will be involved in these things connected to the muscle and the bone and stuff like this. So I could see a conversation like, okay, he's going to a run, or she, doesn't matter. Okay, we need to take care that the blood is okay. We need to try to send a message. We have not had enough food this morning for doing this race. And also we have to check that after about 2 to 3 kilometers that is running, like the layers are talking in between them. I know which one, but it doesn't matter now. So that usually this person, after about 2-3 kilometers, starting to be stressed about the amount of oxygen, and we need to see how we can solve it. Maybe we can ask some of the veins to be more open for something, so like more blood stream or something, but also how we can send positive sentences to this person so he will not be stressed out, and to say to him, look, or her, how you could prepare yourself that you will not be judgmental about your running. If you're going to be criticizing around your score, then you need to know that you're stressing everyone, like all of us, all the organs in your body. And it's better that you can try to do a certain rhythm or certain pace, okay, and not to kill us on the way. Okay, because if you will get a better score, but you will be dead or half dead at the end of the thing, for us it's not worth it. Like, we're preparing to participate in this as organs and as layers of the aura if there is enjoyment there, if there is a certain balance there, and if we can see development of there. But if we see that is going to be a massive damage from that, or you're going to stress us too much, so we are trying to give you messages how to do it in the right rhythm.
Right.
So if you learn to work with the aura, you could get this kind of messages, and you could, for example, know how to be much smarter in the amount of effort, the pace you're going to run with, and your preparation for that. Water, how much food, what kind of food, all these things you can get from the aura.
And that goes as well for anything that you might do, if you're going for an operation, or anything that you want to do, really, the aura knows everything, and it's always trying to prepare you best as they can.
Yes, I prefer to give an example because I'm a very practical person. I don't want to be somewhere in the sky. So came to us a woman, and she was overweight, and because of that, there was a lot of probably stress on her hip. So she had to do a surgery of hip replacement. This is not a simple operation. And well, it's much more complicated than cutting a nail or something, you know what I mean? Anyway, this is supposed to be a joke, but okay. My jokes are not good, because if I'm not saying it's a joke, no one is maybe laughing from them, but never mind. Okay, so this woman came, And she came to us after she had one hip, because they don't do both of them, it's too dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it took her 6 full months to recover and to be able to start to step on her feet, on her leg, and to start to be normal. And then she started to work with us, and we gave her some training through the aura, how to work, how to prepare the aura, how to prepare the body for the next operation of the other hip. And she did it, and she started to do exercise and stuff like this. And it took her 1.5 months to recover from the second operation. And when 1.5 after the operation passed, there was a big party of all the people that were having this operation that year in the hospital, and she was leading a dancing party.
Mm-hmm.
With after 1.5 months from the second replacement. And this shows you the value of working with the aura. 6 months with a lot of pains, comparing of 1.5 months where it was much easier and she was much happier that time.
Yeah.
So this is a true example.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I really hope that anyone hearing this conversation is going to get in touch, because I know for myself how incredible it is to have these conversations. These things come into the surface. Of course, you are aware of them. Most people are not. So to have this played back and explained to me as it was explained to me was really mind blowing. And I believe in this, and I really hope that a lot of people will come to you and get healed or get better, and maybe just even get back into harmony, and that would already be very important. Before we say goodbye, any last message for people listening or watching?
I can say that life brings challenges and also good things and a lot of opportunities. But I'm saying to the people that feel that they suffer or struggle or they lose hope or things look to them impossible and unbearable. I'm saying from all the 25 years that I've seen how this work is helping people, I'm saying there is hope. And for me, the existence of Orel and Amir channeling Orel and all the information that came, and a lot of information came and will be published one day, like we will publish everything. There is hope. Don't lose hope, because if you will activate a powerful energy field that surrounds you, that no one knows that it exists and no one knows what it can do, there is hope, if not to heal completely, at least to make it much easier and much bearable. Of course, it depends on the case and how much you take in. If people take in, they can almost heal almost completely from things. It depends. So I'm saying, to summarize it, there is hope. The information is under our nose. It came through this channeler, and just use it. And it doesn't cost money to talk to us and see what is an option. We are not charging money to see what's the problem and what can be done. So
it's like a free consultation, and then people can decide what option to take. Amazing. Yeah. So later on, I'm going to add all of your social links and all of your information so people can get in touch and see for themselves how amazing and incredible and profound this experience is. Thank you, Amir and Orit. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you. Really, thank you for everything that you do, everything that you bring to the world. I'm just so excited to learn more and to be part of the people that are spreading your message. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for interviewing us. Thank you.